Number 17, we need to find the missing parts.
Oh.
Oh.
Wait, we're not.
Wait, not me. Oh, you did it first. You did it first.
Okay, my turn.
Willie is me.
No.
Okay, so remember if this is angle A, this is side A. Actually, we know side A. 3 miles. This is angle B, this is side B. So what are we missing on number 17?
The height?
We're missing angle A, side B, side C.
We know.
So let's start with the easy one, angle A. How do we find angle A?
Minus 90.
90 minus 68. Since we already know this angle, 90 minus 68,
Would be
22 degrees. Okay, and then
I should
we...
just want gasoline because I had to mow the yard.
So, actually I probably should have started with what's the magic word? Sokotoa.
No, please.
S-O-H, C-A-H, Toa, T-O-A. It's not that funny, right? Okay, so stands for sine of an angle equals opposite over hypotenuse. Cosine of an angle equals adjacent over hypotenuse. And TOA stands for tangent of an angle equals opposite over adjacent. You might still have that on your paper from yesterday, right? Okay, so if I am finding side B, I need to start with the what?
The
Angle. So relative to this angle, B is the what side? Opposite. The side I know is the,
Adjacent.
which trig function does opposite and adjacent? Tangent. So it was tangent of 68 equals opposite over adjacent. And then how do I solve this for B?
You multiply by 3.
Times 3.
She like
You don't have to repeat everything she says. Okay, so it's just tan 68 times 3. Remember, we're rounding to the 10th place, the first decimal place. 7.4. Okay, so let's try the same thing for C. On C, relative to 68 degrees, C is the what? Hypotenuse, and this is still the adjacent. Which trig does hypotenuse and adjacent? Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. So cosine of 68 equals adjacent over hypotenuse. All right, how did we do it yesterday when the variable was in the denominator? They switched places. So we're actually, C is equal to 3 divided by cosine of 60. So you do 3 divided by cosine of 68.
What?
Oh, yeah. Mr. Jordan, I remember our seating arrangements from last year.
What? Remember the what?
Seating arrangement.
Seating arrangements.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You were by Paxton right there?
No, it was Clayton.
Well, I mean, you were in that seat though.
Oh yeah, me and Lennox moved back there.
You were like there, then there, then there, weren't you?
Then I had to sit
It was
over
like
there
Sophia
by
and then
school
Eli,
side.
and then Ciara, Emily, and Corey,
I had to keep moving them because
Skylar, and Gianna.
all the girls were like messing with
Lennox
them.
moved back there, and I remember I didn't know him too well, but he was like Paxton, and he's like,
Me, Corey, and Ciara. We might have to see
I don't remember. Well, yeah, some of it was, yeah.
Bro, Skylar was so annoying, not gonna lie.
Did you guys plug that in?
Isn't it cosine?
8.0.
8.0084. I just plug it in cosine just under.
You could do division bar or just division symbol. 'Cause
Oh,
that would work.
wait, so go up for a second, please. Okay, thank you.
Okay, 19. Moving on.
so quick.
I wish I had a faster way of drawing these.
Sorry, we don't struggle with drawing sometimes.
No, really, it's just you. I promise, it's just you.
We could have.
I mean, I don't struggle with it personally, I don't judge it. You just struggle with it?
With it.
I've seen other people struggle.
Right, it's okay.
It's heartbreaking. Yeah.
I don't understand how you draw stuff when we have a worksheet. Like it's literally drawn
Okay.
on there for you.
So on this one, we're missing angle in. Whoops. Come on.
You're good, like.
We're missing angle in, side in, little n, and side L. I always make it cursive so it doesn't look like a 1. Okay, so angle in will be the easiest. How do we find angle in on this one?
90 minus 26.
90 minus 26 will give us 64 degrees. Okay, for side in, right there, we're going to start with an angle. So relative to this angle 26, side in is the what?
Adjacent.
Adjacent. And this is the hypotenuse. Which trig function does adjacent and hypotenuse? So it's cosine 26 equals adjacent over hypotenuse. So it's just cosine 26 times 5.
Did somebody tell Corey that we didn't have school today?
Is there a track?
There's the track beat. 4.5. That's where Linux is too.
I know she did track.
She got second in the 2 mile last time.
Yeah, she could have been cutting first though.
It's first loser.
Second place, first loser. You hear that, Corey?
I'm always a winner.
She probably didn't because you can't hear it back there as well.
Never lost.
Okay, so side L relative to this angle,
Opposite.
opposite, still hypotenuse. What's opposite hypotenuse? So sine of 26 equals opposite over hypotenuse.
Good.
So just like the last one, but this time it's sine of 26 times 5. Need a calculator, dude.
Yeah, well, they always give the nice ones before I get them.
2.2.
I think I see it white from here.
No, it's just the color.
Started GoFundMe for JD getting our calculator.
What?
What?
Love you. What's your name, Paxton?
I love you, Clay.
Okay, on 21, it's pretty much the same thing. It's just like fill in the blank. So angle B is 78 degrees. Side C is 28. Not for 20. Not for 21. On 20 you can. Are you looking at 20 or 21?
You did not hesitate on that.
Okay. So we're missing on 21. On all these we're missing 3 things. You guys notice that? So on 21 we're missing angle A, side B. Okay, angle A again will be the easiest. How do I find angle A? 90 minus 78, which is 12 degrees. Okay, for side A, relative to this, well, I guess I could use the same. Relative to this angle, side A is the what?
Jason.
And we know the,
Hypotenuse.
which trig function does adjacent and hypotenuse? Cosine. So it's cosine of 78 equals adjacent over hypotenuse. So cosine of 78 times 28. 5.8. Alright, how about, let's go around, let's start going around, see if you guys can set these up.
I don't know what.
We're going so fast.
So-
Good.
Paxton just, I know, we run fast, but
I didn't do this for
I know, I'll help you more. So Paxton,
Yeah.
how do I find side B?
Side B, find opposite 78,
Opposite?
and then adjacent. No,
No.
I'm just kidding. Hypotenuse.
Yeah.
He pulled a little prank there.
You can't do 2 variables or you won't be able to solve it. Yeah.
Should we-
You're quite the
Op-
toast.
Opposite and hypotenuse is,
Cosine? Wait, yeah, it is.
no,
Cosine, opposite. Oh, wait, oh my gosh. Okay, that would be sine.
so sine
He
what?
said, oh my gosh.
Okay. Sine B. So, 78 over 28.
No, sine of the angle equals opposite over hypotenuse.
Equals 78 over 28.
sine of the angle, sine of 78, equals opposite over hypotenuse.
Yeah,
So what's the opposite?
78.
No, 78 is the thing. We already got 78.
Oh my, okay.
78 's the thing.
So opposite would be B. And then, hypotenuse is 28.
Okay, and what do we plug in the calculator?
You plug in times 28, 78 times 28.
Sine of
Sine
7
78 times 28.
times 20, right? And you will need to close the parentheses on the sine of 78.
27.4.
Okay, on 23, we got an 82-degree angle and A is 34. Wait, 82 degrees is on angle B. Okay, by the way, this picture does not match their description at all. Because,
Wait, the picture on the smartboard or the picture in the
like,
book?
the picture from the book, which I copied up here, does not match this description. An 82-degree angle would look more like even bigger than that, probably.
I will.
Like it'd almost be a 90 degree. So the triangle would look more like that.
No.
Yeah, a lot of shades.
So when your numbers look weird, it's because the picture is not accurate. Okay. We're missing angle A, side C, and side B. So how do we find angle A? 90 minus 82. So that'd only be an 8-degree angle, really tiny. No, nowhere near as big as it looks. Okay, so Whitley, how about you help me set up for side B?
So we have opposite,
Starting it from 82, we have that. We're looking for opposite.
yeah, and we have the adjacent, so opposite, and adjacent would be, tangent. So you do, tangent 82, equals, B over 34. And then multiply by 34.
Tangent 82 times 34.
What's my plans for tonight?
Oh,
I'm
I'm
gonna
supposed
watch
to
my
know that.
brother at the play.
But you get to
Maddie,
see
if
it.
I'm
What?
going to
How old
water-
is your brother?
He's 11?
That's crazy.
Is he that old? Are you sure?
I remember him like running into our 4th grade classroom.
So he's like in 5th grade or something?
Oh yeah, that's
Huh?
right. He did.
Is he in 5th grade?
Yeah.
He's not gonna be in middle school next year. That's
Yeah, next
That's
year he's
why.
gonna be in middle school.
No
Okay,
way.
did you guys plug that in?
Yeah, but it didn't work. Wait, hold on.
Oh, it's pretty giant. Remember I said the triangle is not accurate?
Oh, I got it.
Good to see you.
241.9.
Okay, now Emily, help me find C.
You got this, Emily. Okay. So, there's the,
Oh my gosh.
the adjacent is 34.
Yep.
And, and then the opposite.
Okay, well, if we're looking for C, we need to use this side. What's this side
Oh, I was
from?
looking for,
Me or getting her in gear.
Well, this is an angle. We don't need that.
okay, so, adjacent, and then the 34, and then the opposite.
No.
Hypotenuse.
Hypotenuse, because it's, see how it's across from the 90?
Oh, okay. And then that, cosine.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
So cosine what?
It's supposed to be fun.
No.
Cosine 34.
No.
82.
Yep. Equals,
32 over x over 32. 32 over x.
okay, it's adjacent over hypotenuse, and the adjacent is 34. So I got 34 over C. Okay, it's been a while since we've done this. What do we do when the variable, boys, is in the denominator?
You just flip it.
Switch these two.
Yep.
So C equals 34 divided by cosine of 82. I'm getting very warm.
Are we gonna have to find the angles on some of these? Not the,
25, we're gonna have to find an angle with trig.
You know something crazy?
but the other ones are all just finding,
Sad.
like 20, or we're just finding two?
This one is.
We're just finding all the missing parts. Did anybody plug this one in?
Yeah, 2, 4, 5, 6.
Alright. 25. Alright, this time, let's see, A and is 33, B is 17. Okay, so we're missing side C, which is that one, and angle A and angle B. So this is different than the ones we've done today. We did this a couple times yesterday, but we don't need trig to find side C because how can we find side C? Pythagorean theorem. If you already know two sides of a right triangle, you can just do that. So C would just be the square root of all that, whatever that is. Let's see, what is that?
This is a cool video.
And we've been doing decimals, so let's go ahead and round that off to or change it to a decimal.
37.1.
Okay, 37.1. Okay, we haven't done this yet today. How do I find angle A or angle B when I don't know either? You remember, Timmy? Okay, you set up just like we've been doing to solve the sides. So starting from an angle, if we're doing angle A, starting from here, we need two sides that we know because we can't have any more variables. So what are these two sides?
Adjacent and opposite.
Which trig function does opposite and adjacent?
Tangent.
Okay, so it's tangent of the angle, which this time we don't know, so let's call it A, equals opposite over adjacent. So what did we plug in yesterday to find angle A here?
Oh, we like did the inverse.
Right, good. Tangent, and I said good because you remembered the word, which nobody remembers.
Yes.
It's called tangent inverse. Usually people just say -1. Tan -1. Tangent inverse of 33/17. That will spit out the angle. So if it's an angle, you should expect to get like 41 degrees or something like that. 62 degrees. 62.7 degrees. Okay. Now, for B, we don't have to do the hard thing that we just did, the harder thing, because how can we find angle B now?
Do
Minus
20.
90.
90 minus 62.7 is 27.3.
What? You wanna know something crazy?
No.
We're just as close to the beginning of next year as we are to Christmas. Yeah.
He said, yeah.
Let's see, we are 3.5 months past Christmas, and 3.5, it's more like, we're about 4 months from August, school starting.
Yes.
It's almost 2025.
Yeah, but we're like about as close to Christmas as we are to the next.
A little bit, we're still a little bit closer to
In
Christmas.
2025, I'll be 18 years old.
Congrats.
No, same.
That's crazy.
That's like not that long.
That's crazy.
Oh, we're about to graduate soon.
I'll be 18 in 2024. No, I'm just kidding.
In 2 years, I'm gonna see you again.
I'll come back and visit you, Mr. Gordon.
Really?
Don't
Yeah,
worry.
actually, I'll show up on Christmas. Don't worry.
Show up.
You're assuming you're gonna be graduated in 2 years.
Oh
Brogan's
yeah,
gonna-
you would have
No,
hold me back just so you
Roman's
could
gonna be
see
one of
me.
the lunch ladies here. I'll always find my way back to Westwood.
Well, what's his name does work here, Logan?
No,
Braden's been stuck.
That
here
didn't end
since
very well.
Friday.
Not very
No,
well.
that's the guy's work.
Whatever you think it ended worse.
No.
Okay, I'm not gonna ask.
You just don't know.
You saw him the other day.
Oh,
I
gee.
can't see.
I've seen quite a bit.
Okay, 27.
Innocent child.
So on these, we're gonna have to draw our own triangles. It's gonna be a right triangle and find whatever they tell us to find.
Oh, Mr. Jordan.
Orion.
I did.
What a name. You guys should name your firstborn that.
What, Ryan?
Orion.
That's such a weird name. You're one.
Okay, Orion finds the angle of depression from his location. Okay. Angle of depression, we talked about this yesterday on 15. Angle of depression means if you're looking down,
Oh, yeah.
that would be like, how many degrees was it? Oh, 78, so pretty steep actually. So that means he's looking down at a 78 degree angle. So straight ahead would be like 0. He's looking down 78 degrees. But remember we talked about this the other day. The angle, so if this is the ground, the angle looking up would also be 78 degrees because these are alternate interior angles. So, what was I going to say? I forgot. Oh, this is called the angle of elevation.
What?
So the angle of elevation down here is always going to be the same as the angle of depression up here. Okay. So it says Orion is standing on a cliff, looking down.
Oh,
Don't do it right. No. It's not worth it.
Orion.
All right.
I know you're.
It's one of the-
Your name.
It's one of the constellations in the sky. You guys know?
Oh, Orion's belt.
Yeah, the belt's really bright. It's got 3 stars right in a row. You can identify it pretty easily in the sky. Okay, anyways.
What?
Okay, Orion is looking at a stream that is 78 degrees below. If he is 4,830 feet above the stream, so where would 4,830 go? Orion is 4,830 feet
That's the height.
above the stream, yeah. That would be his height. Okay, he's that far above the stream. And what else? He find the horizontal distance from Orion to the stream. So what would the horizontal distance be? What's horizontal mean?
Straight across.
So that would be this distance. So that's not his direct distance. That would be this one from the stream. It's his horizontal. Sometimes they call it the ground distance, like straight across. Okay, so this is the right triangle. Do you guys see it? Here's the right angle, cliff. All right, so Jaden, you always, when you're doing this trig stuff, you always start from the angle. Relative to this angle, what side are we looking for right here? That's called the what side. Okay, you remember the 3 sides?
Yeah, you got
Opposite, adjacent, and hypotenuse.
Right, yeah.
So if this is our angle, this side is the what side?
That's the
Yes, it is adjacent. Adjacent means next to. This one is also next to, but we call this one the hypotenuse. Okay, this is adjacent, which means this is the opposite. Which trig function uses opposite and adjacent?
That's isn't that like tangent?
That's tangent, right? So that's why you need the SOHCAHTOA so you can look at that like under your little thing. So that means tangent of 78 degrees is supposed to equal opposite over adjacent. So what's the opposite? 4,830.
That's big number.
What's the adjacent? X. Okay, did you notice earlier how we solved this when the variable was in the denominator? When this was down here?
What?
You know, did you notice what we did earlier when we had this? basically, we swapped places with tangent of 78. So x equals 4,830 divided by tangent of 78 degrees. So this is what you would plug in the calculator. Rounding to the 10th place. Alright, do you want me to plug it in?
Yeah, it's 102.6.6.
616?
6.6,
6.6?
yes.
102.6.
0.6.
Okay.
Emily sighed.
See. Okay, so I changed the assignment to 1 through 28, and you can still do 30 as bonus if you want to. We did that faster than the other class.